Hey, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Vicky, and in today's video, we're going to be going over a teacher budget. So if you're new, my husband is a teacher. He has been a teacher for 23 years, and 22 years. Well, this will be the 23rd year come fall. So I want to talk a little bit about budgeting for a teacher salary. Now, there are different types of teacher salaries. There are teachers who get paid twice a month, so bi-monthly. So let's just go ahead and put all the options. Bi-monthly, so that's usually like every other Friday, or the 1st and the 15th, or the 15th and the last day. There are teachers who get paid monthly. And from the monthly, so that's what my husband is, there are different options. There's a 10-month, there is an 11-month, and then there's a 12-month. And these are all contract-based. So for the people that get paid monthly, it's definitely something to get used to. Now, I get paid bi-monthly. I get paid on the 15th and the last day, usually the 30th or 31st, whatever, it falls. Now, meeting my husband and trying to budget monthly was like really confusing for me, because I was kind of like a budget by paycheck person, right? I'd wait for my paycheck and try to budget what I could, or pay what I could. You have to be really disciplined to have one of these type of contracts here. And if you're a 10-month person, what happens is every month as school is in session, you get a check at the end of the month. Usually they get paid on the last day of the month. And then come summertime for the 10-month people, they get a lump sum for the summer. And if you're not disciplined, you just blow through that money. I'll talk about 11-month because that's actually where we are. We're an 11-month budget. So I'm just going to highlight that to talk about that. That's where we are. But then the 12-month budgeter, the 12-month contracted teacher gets a check every month, and it's not a big deal. And basically their yearly salary is divided by 12, like super simple. I think like that might be the best scenario, the 12-month or the bi-monthly, because this is basically a 12-month as well. So I'm going to concentrate on the 11-month teacher contract salary and how I work that, and kind of talk about the pitfalls leading up to it, and now what we do as a family. Okay, so having said that, Jim gets paid at the end of the month, starting in August, and he'll get paid August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, because he'll have worked a couple of days here, but it's not a full check. And then he actually will get July's in June. So in June, he gets actually 2 checks. So this one will not be a full check. It'll be maybe half. And then this one will be a full check. And we'll talk about, this is the budget that I actually want to talk about, June. Maybe it is a full check now that I think about it. But we'll talk about the differences of these two and why he gets 2. Because in theory, he does not get a check in July. So you'll see here, July is out of this. No July, because technically this one is July. Now his district gives him the opportunity to kind of do like a sinking fund. They call it a summer fund, where the school district pulls money out of his regular check and sets aside money for this payment here, or this check here. If you don't want that option, you can just in every single paycheck get more money in your paycheck, and then you figure out how you're going to pay for July. Because technically, let's say school starts in the first week of August, maybe second week of August, at least here where we live, you're not going to see a paycheck until the end of August. So you need to make that stretch. Now what we do, just to kind of bring it back, what we do is when we get paid on the 30th, on the last day of the month, that will count for the next month's bills. So if I got paid, I'm recording this in July, if I got paid at the end of June, that money would go to July's payments. Okay, so let's talk through what this looks like. And I pulled out his pay stubs. I'm covering as much as I can so that I kind of, make it a little privatized. But you can see here, this tells you this was 6:30. This too was 6:30. Okay. So in this last check of June, everything got taken out. Medicare, 403B, federal tax, state tax, retirement, A&D, I don't know what that is, some kind of insurance, California Teacher Association, I think that's their, what's it called? Union dues. I don't really know what these are. Something else to do with school. This is 10-month, whatever. Or maybe he is a 10-month teacher. I don't know. Whatever. But here I am explaining what we do. No, I don't think so. He's not a 10-month. He's 11-month. But anyway, so this summer CE 11, this is what they take out of our check every month. 705.48. Do you see that? 705.48. Okay, so that's what the last check of June looked like. Now let me show you the summer one. So that 705 that they saved every check, the only thing that comes out of this check are federal and state taxes. So you still get taxed on this. So I'm almost wondering, like, does it make sense to do this? Or does it make sense for me to save that 700 and something and not get taxed $800? Right? I think that's what it said. There's a part here. Let me just look off camera that tells me how much was charged. Well, I can't show it to you, but it's $808.52 for taxes. Nonetheless, they saved the money for us, and we got this money at the end of June. Okay, so a couple things as a teacher that you can do is you have to figure out how to catch up. You have to figure out how to be a month ahead on your bills. That could be your taxes. That could be, something where you come into some money or you start saving little by little in a sinking fund for summer. But nonetheless, you need to start getting ahead. Now, what I have seen others do is have a summer, summer funds where all their summer bills are going to be taken care of, and they're saving it throughout the year, their mortgage, their utilities, so on and so forth. I don't do that because we do get this check at the end of June, and so I will use this first one at the end of June for our July bills. So this is going to go towards July bills. And then when we got this one, I just immediately transferred it to savings. And this one, I will pay us at the end of July for August bills. And when August comes, at the end of August, we get another check. So we should be fine. Now, what we do is I should have made all this bigger now that I'm talking through it with you guys, but what we do is I save an additional $100 a month throughout the year in a sinking fund. So if you follow our sinking funds videos, you see that. And that goes towards the fun things that we want to do, right? So this fund just pays our bills, and I'm not thinking about it because the district is saving that for us. But for us, like if we want to go to an amusement park, if we wanted to buy a bunch of summer snacks, like those are the things that are coming out of my summer fund for us. So I was thinking well, how could I do to show this with you without, getting into specific numbers? We're in California, we're in the Bay Area, high cost of living. I will tell you, every teacher's salary is different. First of all, it is on the state's website. You can see how much every teacher gets paid. depending on the years, at least in California, their years of service. And then every district, even though it's the state of California, every district has their own contracts. And then within that, they negotiate their own insurance. And so I have a lot of teachers in my family, and they all get paid differently, and their benefits are all different. So, for example, my husband's salary looks a lot lower than people in my family, but we get paid like, I think it's, the district pays 95% of our insurance. Like, that's huge. That's huge. Whereas we were talking to somebody just over 4th of July when we were all together, and he was saying that their district pays $0 for benefits. $0. They have to buy it on their own. Like, that's crazy. But their salary is more to compensate for that. I don't know what's best or not. I'm not here to debate insurance, but I'm just here to tell you, teachers' salaries are different, and the whole compensation package you have to think about, insurance, benefits, their union dues, so on and so forth. So anyway, that is what we do. I will go ahead at the end of July and transfer that second check. My husband also got a retro check for their contract. They finally negotiated and finalized their contract. And so they got a bump in pay, and they do give you like a retro check of, what you should have been getting paid all year. So we are coming into a little bit of more money. I saw that in the account. Once it posts, I will transfer it to savings. And then what we're going to be doing is using all that towards our home equity line of credit. If you're new here, we are building onto our house, making a small accessory dwelling unit. They call it an ADU, 300 square feet, to bring my mom to come live with us. So we're trying to pay that down as much as possible before she has to help us pay for it, basically. She's going to be giving us rent in the meantime. Once we pay off the equity line, then we should all be good. So with that is the teacher budget. I'm sorry that I wrote so small. I thought I was going to come in here and do more, but really, honestly, this is kind of the gist of it. I just handle our budget like any other income that's coming in and weave it into our budget. So we don't have any kind of dip in pay, thank the Lord. I will say, when we were younger and didn't have kids, we'd get this June check with 2 checks, actually it's 2 different deposits, but we'd get the full money and we'd be like, woohoo. And come August, when bills are due and we're not getting paid until the end of August, it was tough. It was tough living off credit cards. So don't get yourselves into that kind of a bind. If you have any questions, I'm sure I left a zillion out. I should have written it bigger. I apologize. I will try to do as best as I can in the editing process to make this bigger for the video. But in the meantime, if you found this video interesting, give it a thumbs up. If you like teachers, give me a thumbs up, and we'll see ya in the next video. Take care. Bye.